Hi everyone, welcome to English from Zero. Before start, please subscribe, like, and share to your friends and family so we can learn together.
Many English learners make a huge mistake. They study grammar books for years, they memorize lists of thousands of vocabulary words, but when it is time to speak, they freeze. They experience a painful, awkward silence. Why does this happen? It is not because you are lazy. It is not because your English is bad. It is because you were caught in the translation trap.
What is the translation trap?
When someone asks you a question in English, your brain does 4 heavy tasks.
Step 1, you hear the English words. Step 2, you translate those words into your native language to understand them. Step 3, you create an answer in your native language. Step 4, you translate that answer back into English.
No wonder you feel tired. No wonder you hesitate. By the time your brain finishes translating, the conversation has moved on.
The good news is you do not need a massive vocabulary to stop translating. You do not need to move to an English-speaking country. You just need to change how you talk to your brain. Thinking in English is not a genetic talent. It is a muscle. Today, we are going to train that muscle. I am going to give you 7 practical micro-habits that take minutes a day. If you practice these, you will train your brain to stop translating and start speaking English naturally, automatically, and with absolute confidence. Habit 1. Label your surroundings. The noun flash method. Let's start with the easiest habit. We call this the noun flash. Right now, look around the room you are sitting in. What do you see? Do not try to make long, beautiful sentences. Do not worry about verbs, tenses, or prepositions. Just name the objects you see directly in English. Let's practice together right now. Look at your desk. Say, desk. Look at your hand. Say, phone. Look at your drink. Say, coffee cup. Look to your side. Say, window. Look up, say, ceiling. Why this works? Normally, when you see a cup of coffee, your brain thinks of the word in your native language first. Then you translate it to coffee. By labeling things directly in English, you cut out the middleman. You connect the physical object directly to the English word. How to do this daily? Set a timer on your phone for 30 seconds, 3 times a day. When you wake up, label 5 things in your bedroom. When you sit at your workspace, label 5 things on your desk. When you are eating dinner, label 5 things on your plate. Keep it simple. 1 word at a time. This builds the foundation of the English zone in your brain. Habit 2. Switch your internal default commands. We talk to ourselves in our heads all day long. You tell yourself when to get up, what to do next, and where to go. 99% of the time, you do this in your native language. Habit number 2 is to switch your internal default commands into simple, short English phrases. Real-life examples. Instead of telling yourself to wake up in your native language, say to yourself, time to wake up. Let's go. Where are my keys? I need water. Time to eat. Let's check my phone. The rule of 3. Keep these commands to 3 words or less. Why? Because short phrases do not require grammar checking. They are automatic. Think about when you are driving a car. You don't think, I am now going to press my foot down on the brake pedal to reduce the velocity of the vehicle. No, you just think, stop. We want your English to be exactly like that. Short, sharp, and instant. Choose 2 commands today and promise yourself you will only say them in English inside your head. Habit 3, the Guess the Word Outdoor Challenge.
What do you do when you are walking down the street, waiting for the bus, or sitting in traffic? Usually, we scroll through social media or we get lost in our thoughts. This is the perfect free time to build your English brain. I want you to play a game called Guess the Word. When you are outside, look at the world around you like a child seeing it for the first time. Point things out in your mind. How to play. If you see a cat on a wall, say to yourself, cat. If you see a car pass by, don't just say car, add one detail, red car. If you see a tall building, say tall building. What if you don't know the word? This is the most important part of the game. Let's say you see a specific tool or a type of tree or a specific animal and you realize, oh, I don't know how to say that in English. Do not panic and do not look it up immediately. Just notice the gap in your knowledge. In your mind, say, I need to learn that word. Take a quick picture with your phone or write a tiny note in your native language. Later that evening, look it up. Because you saw the object in real life, your brain will remember that new English word 10 times faster than if you read it in a textbook.
Habit 4, the if-then English routine.
One of the biggest problems English learners face is memory. You watch a video like this, you feel motivated, and you say, yes, I will practice today. But then you get busy, you get stressed, and you completely forget to practice. To fix this, we use psychology. We use the if-then routine. An if-then routine connects a new habit to an old habit that you already do every single day without thinking.
How to set it up. The formula is simple. If I do daily action, then I must do 30 seconds of English. Here are 3 highly effective examples you can copy.
Number 1, if I open the refrigerator to get food, then I must name 3 items inside the fridge in English before I close the door. For example, milk, eggs, apple. Number 2, if I sit down in the driver's seat of my car or step onto the train, then I must say my current emotion in English. For example, I am tired, I am stressed, or I am excited. Number 3, if I pick up my phone to check social media in the morning, then I must look out the window and describe the weather in one English sentence. For example, the weather is very cloudy today. See what we are doing here? You don't need to find extra time in your busy schedule. You are tagging English onto things you already do. This makes practice inevitable.
Habit 5, narrate your life like a movie.
Have you ever watched a documentary or a movie where a narrator explains what the characters are doing? Habit number 5 is to become the narrator of your own life. When you are alone at home, clean, cook, or get ready for bed while quietly narrating your physical actions out loud or in your head.
Let's look at a script of a normal morning. I am opening the door. Now I am walking to the kitchen. I am turning on the water. I am washing my favorite coffee mug. I am opening the fridge. I am pouring the milk. Why this is a superpower for fluency. Textbooks teach you language like, the book is on the table. That is boring, and you rarely say it. But life narration teaches you action language. It links physical movement directly to English verbs. When you physically move your arm and say, I am opening the door, your brain stores that language in its physical memory, not just its intellectual memory. Again, don't worry about beautiful, complex grammar. Use the simple present continuous tense. I am doing
something. It is clean, it is easy, and it stops translation completely. Habit 6. Stop using bilingual dictionaries.
This is a tough one, but it is a game changer. If you want to stop translating in your head, you must stop using bilingual dictionaries. A bilingual dictionary is a dictionary that translates an English word into your native language. Example, English word to your native language. When you use these, you are actively training your brain to rely on your native language. You are feeding the translation trap.
What should you do instead? Switch to a monolingual learner's dictionary, an English to English dictionary designed for students, or use Google Images. Let's say you hear the word enormous. The old way, you look up enormous and read the word in your native language. Your brain says, ah, okay, it means that. The new way, you look up enormous in a simple English dictionary. It says very, very large, huge. Or you type enormous into Google Images and you see a picture of a giant elephant next to a tiny mouse. Now your brain understands the concept of the word directly through English visuals and simple explanations. You skip your native language entirely. You are teaching your brain to live entirely inside the English zone. Habit 7. Celebrate small, imperfect thoughts. The final habit is a shift in your mindset. You must learn to celebrate imperfect thoughts. The biggest barrier to fluency is perfectionism. Many learners have a voice in their head that shouts, "No, don't say that sentence yet. The grammar is wrong. The preposition is incorrect." So you stop. You go back to translating to make it perfect. Speed over perfection. If you are walking in the morning and your brain thinks, "Me want coffee," do you know what a perfectionist does? They get angry. They say, my English is so bad. I should think, "I would like to have a cup of coffee, please." Do not do that. If your brain thinks, "Me want coffee," you should celebrate. Why? Because your brain just successfully bypassed your native language. It processed an internal desire directly into English words without translating first. That is a massive victory. You can fix the grammar tomorrow. You can fix the pronunciation later. But today, we are practicing speed, rhythm, and comfort. Treat your brain kindly when it tries to use English, even if it makes mistakes. Conclusion and your challenge for today. Let's wrap this up with a very important truth. Thinking in English is not something that happens automatically after you pass a test or graduate from a course. It is a daily habit. It happens because you choose to make small changes to your normal routine. You do not need perfect grammar to start thinking in English. You only need patience, daily practice, and repetition. Your challenge today: do not try to do all 7 habits today. That is too much, and you will get overwhelmed. Pick just one habit from this video. Maybe you will label 5 things on your desk right now. Maybe you will create one if-then routine for when you open your fridge. Start small. Be consistent. If you enjoyed this clear breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and leave a comment below telling me which of the 7 habits you are going to try first today. Thank you for watching English from Zero. Keep practicing, and I will see you in the next lesson.